Hello and welcome back. I'm Zero Heart. This is Heartbeat. Most of you guys who are new probably haven't seen this world before. It's because I haven't played it in 5 months due to the fact that I deleted every single item on this world in a mishap, trying to update it. Which means my secret little corner where I've been hoarding all of my diamonds and enchanting gear is gone. And I think I updated it to 1.16 to put mods on it, and then tried to bring it back down, and screwed up the entire world. But good news, all my pets are still here. None of them have name tags yet though, which is depressing for them and does not impact me much, because I can read the Wallow names. If anyone has any suggestions better than, like, this collection, please tell me. But yeah, my valuables are gone. I've been thoroughly robbed by my own foolishness, but we do not talk about that. Okay, my plan for today is just mostly to chill and give you another tour, simply due to the fact that most of you guys will be new, and probably to prep the next area. This will be a shorter video, because of the fact that I am planning to get started on a really large build next video, because of the fact that I've been waiting to do that, because I kept screwing up downloading the mods I needed, which, you know, leads me to question my intelligence, but, you know, a lot of things lead me to do that, so it's fine. But I'm just going to explain the build to you first. My thought is I'm going to put a nether-themed tower, because, you know, that kills me, and an end-themed tower, because that also kills me. I get killed by a lot of things, you see. I have very little hopes of getting to the end, because I've spent, like, 6 hours trying to find a nether fortress. I've used, well, actually, I didn't use cheats yet, but I've used basically everything else. Even those online, like, things that tell you they can find, I'd rather be disappointed than have false hope, because I was so excited, man. But, let's talk about probably slightly more depressing things. I finally got enough time to finish my book on Henry VIII's wives, which was actually pretty good. I finished it during the period of time that I was not uploading, like 2 videos ago, and it was very in-depth. I will try to remember to put the name of the book in the description, but I got it for like $2 at a Habitat for Humanity. Oh shoot, wrong building. And it went fairly in-depth with each of the queens. It was extremely interesting because Henry VIII, 2 of his wives were cousins. You know, the 2 people who got beheaded, numbers 2 and 5, Anne Boleyn and Catherine Howard. Yeah, they were both cousins, like first cousins, not even, oh yeah, we're cousins, when they're sort of vaguely related. Let's see, can I find stone? I guess black stone it is. Yeah, which is kind of depressing for them, because I'm pretty sure most of their family got executed for it. Because of the fact that they were, too much of their bloodline was traitorous or something or other. Yeah, they functioned really weirdly back then. There was a lot of executions during this period of time, to be honest. It's also interesting seeing what they got executed for. Catherine Howard was actually cheating, but I learned that Anne Boleyn most likely wasn't. Which we've all been told to, like, you know the song Don't Lose Your Head? Where she seems so, like, flippant in the musical 6. No, she was both, I'm pretty sure she was, yeah, she was just hushed out of the way because she was too argumentative with the king. Which, ma'am, your husband is known for anger issues, but I know you can't do anything. I feel really bad for her anyway, but I think it was simply due to the fact that when they got married, he found her extremely hot, that she would talk back to him. But as they got older, he just thought of her as like a nagging wife who was holding her down all the time. Which, you know, you're cheating on her, so I feel like she should have some right to hold you back from, like, trying to date everybody. Because she saw what happened to his first wife, Catherine of Aragon. And, I'm pretty sure most of the queens got very, his queens, only 4 of them were like handmaidens, I'm pretty sure, or like ladies in waiting for the queen. So each successive queen after that was extremely suspicious of all their ladies in waiting, because they knew that each of them wanted the king, simply due to the status it would bring them and their family if they got married to the king, because usually it would bring fortune upon like their entire household, and due to being in the king's favor, which slightly backward system, but okay, if it worked for them, sort of. It didn't really, to be honest, with how many wives he had. And the only reason he had, like, what was her name? Number 3, Jane Seymour, was because, well, she was known for being the modest, nice queen, simply due to the fact that she had learned from her previous people, don't screw with the king, or, you either die alone because you didn't want to go into a nunnery so you could get married to one of your ladies in waiting. It's fascinating how the situation all of his wives were in, because not a single of them did anything wrong per se. They were each just trying to survive and use their circumstances to the best, because being a queen was like the highest social standard you could really get to, simply due to the fact that there's one queen. Except at one point there were 3 in the kingdom. There was Anne Boleyn, Jane Seymour, and there was some point in the kingdom where there were 3 different queens. Oh, one really funny and sad fact. Queen number 5, the one from Anne of Cleves, she wasn't just friend-zoned by the king so he could marry the final one, Catherine Parr. God, he married a lot of Catherines. But she was made his sister, like sister of the court, which honestly feels a little bit like adding insult to injury, but okay, I guess. Yeah, even better, most people get the retelling of it looks like she got a pretty sweet deal. She didn't. She wasn't allowed to go home, or else she would lose all the money and pension she had. Her kingdom got usurped while she was away, and she couldn't do anything because she had no political power. And a whole bunch of other things. She was just sort of there, not doing too hot. Right. Anne of Cleves was number 4, and Catherine Howard was number 5. She got along with Catherine Howard, but not Catherine Parr. I can't exactly remember why, but she just didn't get along. Which, it's okay, but it's interesting to see which relationships they have, because the queen was dancing with the past queen was dancing with the person who usurped her, who took her throne away. But she just didn't like the one after that for some reason. The other interesting thing that kept happening was, the king kept having trouble, would always use, oh, but my wife might not be, pure, to get rid of them. And then his last wife was a known widow. Twice. Which, honestly, kind of funny how much emphasis they were putting on, not having been married before. And then they just threw that out the window. There was an actual political reason for it, though, because no one could debate, oh, but she might not be pure and clean and everything, because, well, they knew she probably wasn't. But what the king really needed, because it was the end of his life, was someone who was a bit better as a nurse and, a helper than someone who, was pure. And both of her previous, husbands had been old. One of them had been a young, sickly man, and the other one had been much older, and they both passed before her, meaning she was used to taking care of people. So she could help provide for him. Well, he could just be attempt to be kingly. It was near the end of his life. He was not being very kingly. Which is interesting due to the fact that apparently, when he started out, he was like the picture of a good king. He was like tall, blonde, handsome for the time. He did like jousting, which might have had the cause of some of his later actions because of all the brain damage he had. But, you know, it's not my place to speculate. But yeah, it's just fascinating to see what happens in history. Because usually the people who don't deserve it are the ones who get, like, the worst lot in lives. But it's both fascinating and sad. But it's even funnier because they're technically, usually counted within the umbrella of modern European history, which you really wouldn't think of it. They were in, like, the 1400s. They're still technically modern European history. Meaning, being grouped, the king with 6 wives, is being grouped together with us in the time frame, which is always odd to think about with, like, today's standards. I know I've just been talking your ear off this entire time, but sorry, I don't have that many other hobbies. Someone who had known me for 2 minutes. Well, no, 1 day. There's a major difference in that, guys. I'm so sorry. I nearly just lied to you guys. Which, you know, would be a horrible thing to do. Because you need to trust this random person on the internet that you have never met. Who knows, I could be like a 50-year-old man with a damn good voice changer. I'm probably not, because who the hell would be making Minecraft videos with a voice changer? But still. There we go. That's just a nub. Next video, I will most likely be simply making the rest of that little nub house. Well, it's gonna be a pillar, but currently it's definitely a nub right now. But there is another series that I am going to have to announce that I'm probably going to cancel. The Rewind currently isn't really working because I'm not good enough at surviving the game to survive without a sprint meter or good bed respawns. Because I have lost my house a total of 3 different times, and it's not going too hot for me. Most of that is my fault because I forgot that the entire coordinates exist in that version, but I'm not taking the blame. That one's just canceled, guys. I'm sorry. But I will be back with you guys next time. Adios!